Okay, so I have messages for Solange and her ex-husband, separation from her husband. I think this is definitely going to be an ending when it comes to that form. I don't think that they were meant to stay together. I believe Solange was really passing through. She seems to be the one that received the awakening or received a learning lesson about herself, but she seems to be spiritually passing through, passing past him, like a pedestrian. That's how it feels, passing by. He has some leftover things from his mother and childhood that he saw in her. She's an old soul, as they say, very aware, very mature. And I think he saw a glimpse of some type of parenting that he received from his mother as a child. He saw that in her, and that leftover need and void is what connected him to her. She was his mom. I know that sounds crazy, but that's exactly what I feel. She shares some type of essence of his mother, and that's what attracted him to her, that unresolved issue of childhood. Okay. But as far as her, she was just passing through. She was just passing through. And he kind of feels like a project to her, like I don't know, maybe a science project, maybe an assignment. She felt like he needed to wake up. She felt like she was able to counsel him, give him therapy. She saw the light inside of him. She sees something in him that she wanted to turn the volume up on. They share the same type of creativity. I believe that Solange was the spiritual leader in this relationship. I just heard Erica Badu. I just heard that. But other than that, they're friends. They're friends in the spirit. They're connected. I can definitely say that. But it's just certain things that can't happen. And I heard alternative relationship. And I think that Solange wanted to make this more of an alternative relationship. What that means, I don't know exactly, but it's not traditional. I believe that she approached him and gave him many ideas and ways to love in a different way. Now I see Red Table Talk. So it's some type of love, an expression of love that she wanted him to tap into. Kind of this thing of, I think Willow speaks this way, of no one owning each other. No one is the owner. You don't the relationship is not yours. The relationship is for us to share with other people. I would not be surprised if she wanted him to be open and accept and indulge in different partners and things like that. But I do believe that was a no for him. Some type of opening that she wanted to transition into. Now, to tell you the truth, they started off traditional. They started off probably like most couples, the commitment, the loyalty, the faithfulness, the strength, that type of relationship, grounded, spiritual, family. It just looks so like they came from such a normal type of relationship or a traditional kind. But Solange begins to have lack in this relationship, and that lack is youth, the youth of it. Yeah, so she began to desire the youth in a relationship. She got uncomfortable with being comfortable. The groundness is just too grounded for her. She wanted to explore more. She wanted to breathe a little bit more. She started to feel a little suffocated in the relationship, and you can kind of see how the rest all happened. I wouldn't say that she was manipulated or controlled by him, but I would say that she wanted to be controlled. It feels like she wanted him to dominate her. She wanted him to be her head. She wanted him to lead her. She wanted that father figure, authority type thing out of her. Not saying that she needed protection, but I do feel like she liked following. Yeah, she liked following him. I don't think she's like this when it comes to friends and women, but towards him, I think she enjoyed that command of the day or that direction of the day and just follow. She really loves his I wouldn't say encouragement. It's the praise. He gave her so much praise just for her being her open self. He loves the openness and excitement about her. So how she feels about him now, she feels like it's not over, and she don't feel like they should ever be over. She doesn't understand why things has to end or be over. It feels like she doesn't want to break up. It feels like she doesn't want to accept an ending. That's the type of alternative thing that I'm talking about. For him, it's like, if you're going to be with me, you're going to be with me in this kind of way. And she like, I want to be with you forever, but in this type of way. And that is the reason why she had to separate. She wasn't allowed to love him and love others the way that she wanted to. She wasn't allowed to do that. Yeah. Her views, which was always her views, the things that she let go about herself to try this type of traditional relationship, it changed or it came back out. I believe she tried to take this openness and close it out because she found everything in him. But I think she underestimated the desire to be open and free. And that's all that happens. It came back inside of her. It rised back up in her. And she chose to go back to that. She chose to accept that part of her core. She did not deny it. She wants to be free to love and express her love with anybody she wants to. She wants to be free to make movements, free to be around the opposite sex. She wants to be trusted until she can't be trusted anymore. She doesn't believe in these fences and barriers, and I need to tell you how I'm feeling before I do something. I don't see her making announcements that I'm falling or I'm having an attraction for someone. It's all about the present for her. It's not about future. It's not about past. It's about being in a moment. It's about being involved and being connected to whatever she's connected to. I don't know why I keep connecting her to Willow for some reason, Jada's daughter. It's just they have a connection to me. Okay? So she doesn't want things to be over. Although it's some things that has to end, she's refusing to end something. She still wants to manifest this connection. She wants to keep this form. She wants to keep a connection with her husband in some kind of way. She doesn't want it to end. She doesn't want a complete separation, a complete ending. She believed that their souls share something. And it do. It really, really do. Mom has to let her son go. And Solange has to let her son go. Solange has to release her husband to be who he is called to be and who he desires to be. So it's almost like mom doesn't want her son to go away to college. That's how it feels. But there's a release that she needs to grant him. He'll take it no matter what, even if it's in pain. I feel pain on him. But she will have to release him. The reason why she doesn't is because she believes their souls connected, their souls match. Why in the world would we have to end? She doesn't feel herself being complete without him. She looks at him as a part of her soul family. She wants him to be there. She wants him to be connected and around. She feels that he's not strong as he used to be. She feels that everything that he preached, he didn't practice. So this kind of feels like I will never leave you or forsake you. And actually, he's doing it. He's leaving her spiritually. He's breaking the cord. He's disconnecting. He's turning away from his feelings and his triggers towards her. So mothering too type feeling. She believes that he is not strong enough. He didn't keep his word. He's not grounded. He doesn't carry the strength that she thought he always had. Like she really thought that he was stronger than this, stronger than this moment, stronger than what they are today. But she, I want to say that. I want to say she didn't understand him from the jump. That's what I would like to say. But she has a lack of clarity about him now. It's kind of like, I thought that you were open. I thought you were learning. I thought you was more accepting. I thought you were transitioning into the things that I was talking about. And he'd probably say something like, yeah, but for us, not for others, for us. He's very, very territorial. And she believed that she was getting him to transition into the things that he agreed about, the ideas, the laws, the freedom, everything that she was expressing to him over the years. She thought that he was transitioning into it. Some kind of way, those head nods, those smiles, and yes, I understand, made her feel like she can get him to become more of her. It's amazing because it kind of feels like he ran away as a child and he needs to run away again or break away. It just kind of felt like that moment. I think that's the lesson that he needed to learn. That you can allow people to guide you but not control you and not emotionally control you. It feels like he always have to make a decision to break away from strong plans of others. He done went through this a few times, I feel like. As a child to a teen, with another strong relationship, even to this one, finding himself admiring someone, finding himself loving someone and appreciating someone, but yet always coming to the crossroad of needing to break away from them, needing to break away from their intentions and plan for his life. This is not the first. Okay, so yeah, she's very unclear about how things turned out to be this way. She believed that he was much more spiritually strong than what he is today. Because of this, she chooses independence because he will be a conflict to what she stands for. He will be a conflict. This feels like her husband head nod, smiled, winked, and said yes in a most subtle way, or I agree, for a long time. And everything was fine. But now, since the time has come for her to reign in everything that she was telling him, the conflict is here. They're conflicted by their ways of life. Wherever they come from, they couldn't change it. But they had attempted to, very much. She just want him around. I just think about this song by Lauryn Hill. Actually, that song makes me feel like her energy. I just want you around. I just want you around. And that's how that feels. When it comes to him, he doesn't want to walk away from what they had in the beginning. That's where his stance is at. You told me you wanted this life. You told me you wanted to be rescued, or you wanted to exit out of one chapter of life and begin a new one with me. So I believe that he does a lot of reminders. He's letting her know what you promised, what you promised, what you promised. And I think she's more about, you were changing. You were changing, you were changing. And he wants her to keep her word. He's holding on tight. He's hoping that this is just a phase, that maybe she's going in and out of a phase and she will return back to her desires of what they had. He doesn't want to walk away. He wants to hold on to her. But the her that he wants to hold on to, it's not her. It's not her. He met this willing, obedient part of her, the part of her that just wanted to flow, that just wanted to live, that just wanted to go to her master, kneel, bow, receive the direction for today, and go out and do it. She needed that during that time period, but that wasn't her core. And he wants that part of her back. He's hoping and wishing she returned back to the one that he fell for, the one that he believed in, the one that looked like, see, he believed that she was so in peace. He felt like that was the best for her, but it was, but only for a spell. He is completely mentally, I almost said effed up in the head right now. He believes that other people or outside energies are influencing this change in her. He cannot believe in who she is today. It's almost like he's in denial that he ever saw these different parts of her. He saw it, but he feels like she's being influenced. He may even feel like she's being manipulated. This is not the person. This is not, he doesn't believe that's who she truly is, the person she is today. He does not believe that's who she is and who she wants to be. It's almost like, I need to rescue you back and turn you back into the princess. You are not this person. Who is that person? It all depends on the time of day for her, because it's fluent. Yeah. He like, this is not it. This is not who she wants to be. I know her. I know her more than others. I know that this is not the person she want to be. She's acting out. She's rebelling. She is just having a moment. She's going through a turn, and he just praying and desires to manifest her back to what she was. And it conflicts him each and every day that he is what a person that has 2 to 3 persons inside of him. Yeah. He has never explored his own spirit in this kind of way. But he probably see 3 to 4 people inside of her. And he's trying to manifest the one that he feels like he created, or feels like he was more comfortable with, or the one that he wants to believe is her true self. He wanted to get back in line. He is not accepting an alternative relationship. He's only accepting the one that he signed up for. And he is unmovable and living a different way. So he's waiting on her to change back. She doesn't care if he changes or not. She just wanted him to stay connected. She wanted to be able to reach for his soul, and he's there, and he's available. He wants her to change back, but she is not trying to control him. She doesn't want him to do anything other than be his self, which is who she loves. Yeah. She's passing by him. Definitely. She was just passing by. never meant to stay. No, not at all. Not in this kind of way. It just feels like he has made this type of decision. I don't want to call it a mistake, decision before. Because if I say it was a mistake, then it's almost like he doesn't know how to discern people. But he does. He knows how to discern people. He is a good judge of character. It's just that once he realizes or sees or acknowledges or believes or accept what he wants to accept about a person, then everything else he don't want to see. When he has that connection, when he has that experience with her, when he had that, that was enough for him. She has it. But he avoided and turned away and didn't take the other parts as priority in her. So all these other things that he wasn't thinking about or looking at, those things was big parts of her, and he didn't look at it like that. Maybe he felt like those things could change, and these parts of you is minor, and you have this part that I love. He didn't wait to see if that part was consistent, if that was permanent. He doesn't wait to see if the things about a person is permanent. He embraces them and he locks it in for himself. When that was just probably a great 30 days. He doesn't understand the change in ideas and spirit and things like that. Yeah, he caught her at a beautiful time that connected so much to him and thought that that was going to be the stamp for the rest of the lifetime. Avoiding and not accepting that there's many, many gems and nuggets inside of us. And you have to accept and realize the whole person and just not a part. He takes a part of you, and that's the part he lives with. And all the other parts, he smiles and nods to. He doesn't take those as serious, weird. He continued to do that. You're going to have more issues in relationships. Yeah. I even feel it in his childhood. It's crazy because I keep picking it up. It's almost like someone wanted him to do this or be this. Whatever they wanted, he appreciated that part out of them. Everything else he didn't want to hear. Very focused person. Very a fixed spirit. Definitely. So what was the conflict in the relationship? It was the messages. It was basically how can I say this? New thoughts, new ideas, and new thoughts brought conflict to the relationship. I know, right? I can even see her saying, "I got a new idea," and that new idea will would affect the relationship in a way of don't change. Yeah. It was loose. It was new ideas. It was new messages. Both of them got weak in the partnership that they had. This partnership started to weaken because they wasn't connecting in a new way. All the newness had stopped. He had arrived already. He was done doing new things or done exploring, and she had a continuous evolving. She was evolving continuously, and the things that she brought to the table, he couldn't connect to. It's almost like he was like, "We're fixed right now. We set. Everything is set in stone. Why is there more? What more do we got to do?" And I think the changes and the evolving affect the relationship, brought this unhappy spirit. Yeah. new conversation, new things, learning that something new needed to be added, learning that one of them wanted something new to happen in a relationship. This relationship conflict was evolving. And that's weird because you always got to evolve. But that's the issue. The more they evolved, the more they grew, the more that they wanted to explore, the more it caused conflict in a relationship. New beginnings stopped. This relationship just stopped going up. It just sat there. It landed and it sat right there. And then he began to create new things inside of the plane. Just imagine them on a plane in a runway. They was just sitting there, and he was wanting to create new things inside the plane, and she wanted to take back off to the next place. So that brought unhappiness. It brought frustration. It showed how much they wasn't compatible in big areas, and yeah, that affected things. I can just feel both of them coming up with new ideas from week to week. Even he has newness, but it's really more like let's readjust, let's readjust. And hers is more like let's come up with a new title to this chapter. And that was the conflict. He wanted to go new within, she wanted to go new on the outside. Will they get back together? No, not in that form. I don't think neither one of them seeks to have to reconcile with each other because it can't go back to what it was. That season has passed. I don't want to sound like, I have a problem with age. I do not. But that is one of the things that I've noticed. I counsel many couples, and that's one of the things I noticed with the couples that has the big age bracket between them two. I noticed that a lot. Sometimes the older person feels like there's no more change for them. Sometimes we just grow to settle. We grow to sit. We think we have arrived. We think we're done. And that's the most confusing thing. And the worst thing that you can do to yourself as you're growing older is to tell yourself, once I get here, I'm satisfied. You cannot say that and you continuously living. You should always be evolving. Age has nothing to do with your spiritual journey. And you should always be evolving. You should always be moving from one season to the next. But sometimes people in these type of relationships, the older person feels like, and this is the season for me. Done. And I'm going to stay right here. This is where I want to be. And I found this person and they are perfect they're suitable and they are compatible to my season. But what the younger person sometimes don't understand is that they for real when they say that. They seriously talking about this season only. And then a younger person feel like, oh my goodness, then I love this season. I can do this over and over again. When actually your soul won't allow you to. You have many, many things you have to do. And we change seasons and from 25 to probably 40, multiple times back to back and very quickly because it's our youth. It's something about our youth where we transition many, many times. We do. And then we may slow down after that period, but we still transition. While you're in your youth, there is so much more that you can do because people accept that part of you. Age matters in your youth. I hope I didn't confuse anybody. But when you're young and your face has youth and your body has youth, then you can be accepted and you can link up with so many different people because of that. Because when you begin to physically change or get older, as you want to call it, then you are not accepted as much. So it's so many things you can do inside of your youth, and you tend to change and evolve many, many times. And as you get older, you tend to evolve less, or some people not at all. And you think that you're done, but you're not done. You're not done at all. So if this husband was able to change seasons with her on a regular basis, oh, things probably will be great. Okay, so I'm gonna stop right there. I love both of them individually. I love the essence of her, the free spirit. I love how she truly can love in so many different ways, and without restrictions, without ownership. There's no demonic bondage, unhealthiness to her heart. It's just one heart. And I love that about her. And when it comes to him, I love the self-worth. This is for me. This is not for me. I love that part because it works with his life. So these are beautiful people. I do not see them getting back together in this type of form at all. Okay, thank you.